Oh, and welcome to the ninth part of the Flowacademy series. And in this episode, we're just going to be going through the finishing touches for wrapping up on on the learning page, specifically for the dashboard. I'm not going to walk through all the requests and the actions because this resembles the actions for episode 7. And as for the requests and the API endpoints, this is something that already has been covered in episode 5, and I think you might also have to check out episode 6 as well. But yeah, all in all, this is something that we've already covered. Now, here's my tip number one. The best way to work with this page right here is to simply just start populating it. At the moment, you can see that I have ongoing courses. If I didn't have the ongoing courses, I would not have been able to set up the actions for this. If I show you the actions here, you'll notice that I have created actually not this. If I just open up dashboard learning and scroll all the way down here, you'll find a lot of folders here. But essentially, you'll notice that for the ongoing courses, we have a separate folder here, which has 24 actions in total. Again, this is something that is exactly the same as our actions that you'll find for beginners, intermediate. Of course, it's slightly different, but all in all, it's quite the same. So before you start setting up ongoing courses, obviously you need to add ongoing courses. So you need to enroll yourself so that you can set this up properly, which is why on episode 7, we focused on this. On episode 8, we focused on how we enroll the user to a course. And now on this episode, it's just a repetition of what we've learned so far. So just to show you how our enrollment works, again, if I just click on this, as soon as I click on it and as soon as I land on this page, I'm automatically enrolled into the course, even without, playing the video. So if I jump over onto my dashboard, you'll notice that now I am enrolled into 3 courses, which is pretty cool. So now we also have another section, and that is for the bookmarked courses. So let's try bookmarking each and every course that we have. So bookmark this. Let's say I want to bookmark this. Now, one thing to point out about bookmarks is that we are using a custom code for it, and the custom code is very, very simple. It's not complex enough to a point where if you rapidly start bookmarking courses, it's not going to be able to catch all that. So it's only going to be able to catch one bookmark. So, which is something that I haven't covered in this demo, but I will most likely do that on a future tutorial. So if I head over to dashboard, you'll notice that on the bookmark, we have 3 bookmarks. So there you go. You have 3 bookmarks. And let's say that now I want to find out the completed section. So if I just click on preview, this is going to take me to our preview here because we need to watch the video, and watching the video inside of Wized is something that is not possible. And don't worry, I'm not going to watch the entire course. What I'm going to do is complete this entire course. So I'm going to mute this, take it all the way to the end, wait for this check to show up. Also, if you're wondering why did I choose this course specifically, because I feel like they each of these courses chapters are has a good amount of duration to it. So I can also show you the watch hours being calculated in our dashboard as well. Okay, so that has been checked as well. Let's head over to our dashboard. All right, as you can see that we no longer have 3 ongoing courses like we had previously. We have accumulated some watch hours, and we have completed courses, which is 1. And there you go. We have our completed course right here. And I can download my certificate as well. As you can see, it's 7th March 2024. Let's download this certificate and let's save that. So as you can see, that's our certificate right there. Annoy Gupta has has successfully completed the course Figma to Webflow on 7th of March 2024, Flowacademy. So once you have all that set up, all three of your sections set up here, obviously it's going to be extremely simple to set up your actions over on Wized. Okay, so let's go ahead and reload this page and let's focus on the next item on the list. So we've populated all our sections, which is pretty easy to understand. The next thing that I would like to walk through and are the custom code that we are going to be using, that we've used on this page right here. So if I head over to my Notion document, you'll notice that the first custom code that we have is the trigger course details modal. Okay, so this is something that we've already covered in episodes 6 and 7. So I'm going to skip this. And just a reminder, this custom code right here is for um, enabling this modal right here. So I'm not going to go through how we're triggering this, how this interaction basically works, as we've already covered this. So let's head over to the next one. Okay, so we have trigger confirmation modal. The trigger confirmation modal is this modal right here. So whenever the user wants to unenroll from a course, so as soon as they click on yes, I'm sure, we execute the request where we unenroll the user from this course entirely. This interaction alone is exactly the same as our other modal. So just for clarity, if I head over onto Webflow build, so whenever the user clicks on this element right here, we we grab that click and then we push that click onto this div block right here. On the navigator panel, you'll find we have two open record trigger. One div block has the ID of course modal trigger that basically opens up the course detail modal, and the other one opens up the confirmation modal trigger. With that element selected, you'll notice that we have a interaction here. And if I take you to the interaction panel, you'll notice that we have a mouse click where it opens up the confirmation modal. So that's what we're doing. Again, just a reminder, the reason why we are carrying that click from this element over to this element is because this is a dynamic element. So dynamic element does not work natively with Webflow. I mean, there is a way where you can sort of use custom code to reinitialize Webflow interactions. That is one way to do it. The other way would be to use a event delegation method. That's what we're doing here. So we click on this element, it carries over to this element right here, which is a static element, and that in return opens up the confirmation modal. Alrighty, so that is that for our trigger confirmation modal. Now, before we proceed to the next custom code, what we're going to do is unenroll ourselves from this specific course right here and see how that works. So we have this variable called delete course ID. So when you click here, we actually grab the course ID for the course that we just clicked on, because we're going to need this when we make the request. So basically, again, this is quite basic. As you start setting this up, this will make sense. We have the URL parameter called course ID, where we mentioned to XANO that, hey, this is the specific course that this specific user wants to unenroll from. So I'm going to open up the data store and open up unenroll. Okay, so there we go. So as soon as I click on yes, I'm sure, we should be able to unenroll ourselves from this course. There we go. So we've unenrolled ourselves from this course. The ongoing courses have refreshed itself, and our dashboard stats have reloaded as well. So as you can see right now, we have only one ongoing course. Pretty awesome stuff. Okay, so let's move on to our next custom code, and we have a run swiper.js. Now, something to point out here is that the swiper.js custom code on this page, the swiper.js custom code is a little different compared to the ones that we have on all courses. And the reason why is because we just simply have the custom code that initializes swiper.js and makes sure, and we also mentioned that, hey, these are the arrows that will help with the navigation, and that's it. However, with this swiper JS, we actually have conditionals here. So we tell swiper JS that, hey, we only want the slider like functionality only when the width of the browser is changing. And if the width of the browser is changing, then we want to make sure that the slider functions properly. So as you can see that in here we have three courses, and um, we don't exactly need the swiper functionality, but on tablet and mobile we do need that. So we want our swiper to intelligently do that, carry out that functionality. So we have applied the same logic for certifications, for bookmarks, and ongoing courses. So let's try adding one more bookmark so it will help you understand how this is working. So I'm going to add this course here, wait for all of this to run, head over to our dashboard, and now you'll notice that we have our navigation arrows activated. That's because we actually have um, another card here. What if we remove that card? Our swiper should be, there we go. So our swiper just reinitialized again, and it has adapted to the change. So that's what this custom code does. All right, so that's what we have for our swiper JS. So let's move on to the next one. We have perform bookmark actions. Now, this bookmark code is a little bit bigger than the one that we have on the all courses. And the reason why is because we actually have a few more logic that we need to apply here, because we have a few things to be aware of. So when you're when you when you're on the all courses and when you bookmark or you're unbookmarking a course, that's it. We're just toggling our combo classes. That's all that we need to do, and we're also interacting with the bookmark related API endpoints. Sorry, the XANO requests, which we're accomplishing with Wized API. We're also doing the same thing over here, but we are taking the card away. We're removing the card away. We're bringing a card back. So there are extra amount of logic involved here. So whenever you click this, we take the bookmark away, we update everything, and then we reload this entire section again. So there's quite a considerable amount of actions happening here. So that's what this code is accomplishing. You'll also notice that we are interacting. This code also single-handedly executes the relevant requests, like adding a bookmark or if you want to remove a bookmark as well. Everything is happening within this code right here. Of course, if you go through the ChatGPT prompt, it will explain it clearly as to what it does in a simple manner. All right, and I that brings us to the end of this episode. Awesome. So yeah, like I said, all the actions and the requests here are quite easy to understand. So, which is why we haven't spent a lot of time here. If you have any queries, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And thanks for watching.